Hello, and welcome to this. It's an extremely disappointing video. I would like to say up front that while I am someone who's played this game many times, I couldn't bear to play it again. So all credit goes to Tough Gaming Guy for toughing through this experience. It's an extremely terrible game to play now. It's extremely old. It has this game, it's just lauded as this incredible, oh my God, it's so good, it's so great, it's the next best thing, next to sliced bread, it's just ridiculous, right? It's not that good. It has no story. None. Like, the ending is like, oh, I'm this guy. Okay, guys, if you don't know what Fallout 1 is, it's just Fallout. Fallout 1. Maybe you've heard of Fallout. You know, Fallout's not a bad game series, by the way. It has good games. Fallout 4 is an immaculate game. It's an incredible game. Fallout 3 is pretty good. New Vegas has its problems. It does. And I'm not going to lie. It has its problems, but it's okay. And 76 has a bad rap. You hear people talk, oh, Fallout 76 is so bad. They have that game's been updated. It's pretty good, guys. I don't want to curse. It's pretty good. So, pipe down, let's be honest. Let's have an honest conversation about Fallout 1. So maybe you've heard. So, you have a picture of the game. So, Fallout 2, same problems as Fallout 1, just terrible.
This Infinite Insight Academy course is brought to you in part by foulpranks.com, the best way to prank your friends. They will send the prank package of your choosing directly and 100% anonymously to your intended target. Each package comes with tissue paper inside of it to make it seem like there's something in there, and a card that lets them know they've been pranked. You also have the option to add in a free personalized note, and you also have the option to have to make them sign for it by hand. So, what are you waiting for? Use code INFINITE for 10% off at foulpranks.com. Get to pranking.
I call it foul out. It's that bad. But the graphics, and I know it's an old game, but that doesn't excuse just how disgusting it looks. It looks like it looks like it's made for babies. At some point, I'm not a baby. I don't need to play baby game graphics. I want a game with good graphics. Not like I want something where if I look at it, I'm thinking, wow, someone actually put effort into me. This is just this, there's no effort put into this game. There's no effort put into the game. When I play Fallout 4, I feel immersed in a world. A world. From the very beginning, I feel immersed in a world. Same with Fallout 3. New Vegas, similar thing. Not as much, but it's definitely there. I feel immersed. And this game, it just doesn't do it. Look at the colors, man. Not even just the graphics. God, the graphics just disgusting. The art style though, it's gray. It's gray, just gray and brown, and it's disgusting. It's honestly for babies. And all these old people. I'm a very old person. I am an old person, but at least I'm able to. I'm evolved. These people these are the same sort of old people that will shit. Oh my God, I cursed. That will say something bad about Fortnite. I haven't played Save the World in a long time, so I played Fortnite when it first came out. The very first day it came out. I was one of the first people that ever played it. Or that early access for it. Before Before it became a battle royale. I was there when Save the World first came out. I would know. Save the World has arguably a better story than Fallout 1. Fallout 1's story is disgustingly stupid. No matter what your character's stats are, no matter who you are, you're sent out into the wasteland to get a water chip. What does that mean? It's so stupid. Like, if your character's stupid, they let you out. I mean, that is just so disgusting. You know, and they let you out, and you have to find a water ship. Now, I don't know why I'm supposed to care about anyone in this vault. Because you can't even roleplay in this game. If I want to roleplay as a literal psychopath who doesn't care about the people in my vault, I can't do it. I mean, it's just, honestly, this game, the lack of role-playing opportunities in this game, it's disgusting. Unlike in Fallout 4, you can be evil in Fallout 4. You know, the Brotherhood of Steel is arguably evil or good, depending on what your opinion is. Or in the Institute, some people think it's evil and good. You can be evil in your own way and sort of the Fallout 1, I mean, there's no role play. There's no choices to make. There's nothing. You just have to be good boy who goes get water chip. Good boy. I mean, it's just terrible. These old games, and everybody thinks that they're so great. Well, how about this? They kind of suck. I mean, honestly, they have baby graphics, you know. I mean, I'm not making a pretty decent case here. Baby graphics, right? No choices to make. None. And terrible gameplay, by the way. The combat. I mean, it has this combat where, oh, I hit, and then I have like a couple more hits, and then for some reason they get to hit me back. You know, and I just never understood that about this game. I don't know, like, how could they make 2 Fallout games before they finally got it right with Fallout 3? I mean, it's just, what were they doing? What are they thinking? You know, and I love Todd Howard, and I love him. Love the guy. You know, he's a great man. He's done many good things. But can't believe he would do this with these 2 games, Fallout 1 and Fallout 2. And I you know, it's sort of, I'm almost putting Fallout 1 and 2 together, but I am only going to review Fallout 1. Fallout 2 is just Fallout 1 again. You know, it's almost like redundant. You know, like if I criticize Fallout 1, I'm obviously criticizing Fallout 2. I mean, it's derivative in every sense, and it's not me. You know, I don't know. It's terrible. Very ashamed. You know, more criticisms, right? So, I was going to get into the story. Water chip. You know, look, like I said, I'm a very old person. It's very easy to forget. Look, I'll get back to the story in a second, okay? Okay. The game doesn't even have multiplayer. And I understand Fallout 4 does not have multiplayer. Except it does. Fallout 76. I mean, it's honestly, it's just incredible what they've done. And Elder Scrolls, by the way, great, you know, and, you know, it has multiplayer as well. I mean, when you don't have multiplayer, with the Elder Scrolls Online, it has multiplayer. And Fallout 1 did not have multiplayer. I mean, to not have multiplayer, I know, it's an old game. I'm not going to lower my standards for old games. I'm not going to do it. You think I'm going to lower my standards for old games? I'm not going to do it. I'm not. I'm not that kind of person. Maybe you like to lower standards, I'm not. I have high standards. Maybe I shouldn't. I mean, it's a very terrible game, pretty clearly. Baby graphics, terrible story, no choice, no multiplayer. You got nothing. And we're going to get back to the stories. Here we go. Water chip. You go get a water chip. Got to go out of the vault. The very first quest is to get a rope. I mean, it's just awful. What a terrible game. Like it's just fetch quests. Like, oh, go get a rope. And then there's also this quest, and this is just a terrible quest in the game, where like they pretend as if you're supposed to care about ghouls in Necropolis. And like, why would I care about ghouls? Like, they're not human. I mean, I mean, it's just terrible game story, honestly. I mean, it's one of the worst, and bad, bad story. I'm just also I'm not illiterate. I do have trouble reading. I do. And this game not having voice acting, I mean, it's okay, right? Um, I mean, clearly they hate blind people. It's pretty obvious from the game that the game literally hates blind people or people with visual impairments. It's fine, it's fine. I expect nothing less of this disgusting game. But yeah, I mean, I guess if you're blind, you shouldn't play this game. I mean, honestly, you shouldn't play it if you're blind or have visual impairment because they don't care if you can't read. It's fine because you're not gonna be able to hear voices. I mean, some characters talk, some don't. I mean, it's very strange. I mean, what makes a character talk and some characters not talk? It's disgusting. Um, it's honestly really disgusting, and it's probably one of the worst things about the game. And that's saying a lot because there's so many bad things about the game. Fallout 1 is one of the worst. It's not one of the worst games that look. I mean, there are a lot of bad games. And, I mean, there's terrible games. Kenshi. I mean, that's a terrible, because Kenshi is just a rip-off of Fallout, obviously. And so, I mean, there's bad games. But when you have an expectation, people just laud this. Oh my god, it's so great. It has all these things that are so amazing. It's, guys, no. No. I mean, all the skills, for example, I love Fallout 4 cutting that fat away. I mean, I just love it. Efficiency. Get that out of the way. Let's just get to the perks. I don't give two F words. I'm not going to curse. I mean, cursing is bad. And I did say a curse word earlier. I think I said the S word. It's very disgusting. And I should be executed for that. No joke. I mean, because it's like children are going to watch this. And honestly, kids, I think you might like this game. It's for very stupid people who don't care about any choice and consequence in video games. It's for people who like baby graphics. The rating is so... I mean, it's just so stupid. I mean, in fact, this game... It's really cool because they have this really immersive mode in the game where if you make your intelligence skill low, your character will, like, talk stupid. And that's really funny because it's, like, what the developers sound like. It's like really funny because like that's kind of what the developers sound like probably, because honestly anyone who would make a game like this would probably be so stupid. I mean, you know yeah yeah I mean, it's just disgusting. So you go to Necropolis and you basically, I mean, for me, I just say ghouls aren't human, they deserve to die. But and it's also they don't understand the lore either because in Fallout 4, there's ghouls who don't need to drink water or eat or anything to live. So Fallout 1 doesn't even understand the lore of the game because there's that kid in that refrigerator. There's a kid in Fallout 4 who's in a refrigerator. In Fallout 4, there's a ghoul like boy, like very young, not like boy, like twink, like a actual child. That child, he's a boy, he's in a refrigerator in Fallout 4, he's a ghoul child. Not the perk. Oh, there's like a perk or something. Oh, I'm messing it up. There's a perk in one of the Fallout. Oh, jeez. Now no one's gonna know what I'm saying. Like a there's a kid in Fallout 4. He's a ghoul, and he's in a refrigerator. And it's not like a reference like Indiana Jones. He's like just in a refrigerator, and he's been stuck in a refrigerator. And the voice acting is a great quest, and it's just like the voice acting's great. I mean, lack of voice acting in Fallout. I mean, if you played Fallout 1 and then Fallout 4, you think all the voice acting in Fallout 4 is great. It's great. I mean, Fallout 4 is a great game, but I mean, man, but that kid doesn't need to eat or drink, but all the ghouls in Necropolis do. I mean, you think about that, and it's like Fallout 1, its adherence to the lore of Fallout is, it's very poor. Poor adherence, I would say. Poor adherence, I would say. And there's no crafting. I mean, there's no crafting either. It's like, when I said adherence, it reminded me of adhesive in Fallout 4, and I was like, Fallout 4 had great crafting. Fallout 1 doesn't have any crafting. None. Not one. I mean, you're probably thinking, oh, it has some crafting, like Fallout 3 or New Vegas. Blah, 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 blah. No. I mean, it's just that's half the experience. I mean, over half. Maybe it's like 51.9% of the experience of Fallout 4 is crafting, or Fallout in general is crafting. And Fallout 1 just doesn't even have 51.9% of the experience. Whoa. I mean, okay. Well, maybe it compensates, Well, compensate. Well, I would assure you that if Fallout 1 was a person, we were to make Fallout 1 a person, anthropomorphize Fallout 1, right? If we were to do that, Fallout 1 would have an extremely small proboscis. That's a code word for a word. If you picture your lower abdomen, your lower part of your body, where your legs are, and you picture a mosquito's proboscis, you can see what I'm referring to, what I'm getting at. Fallout 1, if it was a person, would have a very tiny proboscis. It would be small. So then you would have to say, well, maybe it's compensating for something. Well, it's probably trying to compensate for a very tiny proboscis, very tiny member. But it fails at compensating for it because it does nothing good. Nothing. It has baby graphics. No story. No choice. No consequence. It doesn't follow the lore. The ghouls in Necropolis have to eat and drink. That doesn't follow the lore of the story of Fallout. It's not lore friendly, like I just said. The game is disgusting. And we should continue with the story. After you go to Necropolis, there are super mutants you meet. I mean, super mutants, you remember them from Fallout 4. They're also in this game. Super mutants. It's very, like, I mean, why do they have to have super mutants in every game? It's like, Fallout 4 has them. They do a great job. And, oh, by the way, I would say Marcus is a super mutant companion in this game, I think. Or I think it's in Fallout 2, actually. That's the first mistake I've made. That's the only mistake I'm going to make. Okay. But anyway, Fallout 4 has a great super mutant companion named Strong. He is strong. And he makes you strong, and it's great. Fallout 1, I don't even know if it has a super mutant companion. Because I was going to say Marcus is a terrible companion. But I think that's even in Fallout 2. So even in Fallout 1, they don't even have a companion. A super mutant companion, I should say. I mean, that's just... just when you think the game couldn't get worse. Yeah, terrible. And I would say, look, you meet super mutants, and they look down upon you. It's disgusting. In Fallout 4, the super mutants try to bring you up. Strong tries to help. He tries to make you strong. The super mutants in Fallout 1, they want to integrate. I mean, they're like literal Nazis, by the way. I mean, I think and the worst part is like you can kind of tell that the developers of this game supported Nazis. It's disgusting. I mean, it's just disgusting. I mean, it would take a Nazi to make a game this bad and to write a story this bad. I mean, I think they're Nazis, honestly. It's pretty obvious to me. And, yeah, I just, you meet those super mutants, and they're just, like, total, I mean, you thought Hitler was bad. He is bad. Those super mutants are really bad too. Then you meet the Master at some point in the game, near the end. Actually, at the end, you meet him. You meet him, and he's like three people at one. It doesn't even make sense. It's scientifically incorrect. I am a. It's disgusting how they do this, making someone into three people. I mean, it's just there's only one person that's three people to me. Jesus, God, and the Holy Spirit. Maybe not in that order, but I mean, it's just to do that, for the developers to do something like that. It's terrible. And I would say, and I'm going to say this, shame on them for making a game like this. Shame on them. Because it's not a good game. It's bad. Bad game. It is a bad game. So, you meet the Master, and he goes, blah, 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 blah. I mean, he just talks total nonsense. I mean, nonsense. It's, it's nonsense. And it's, I mean, guys, the nonsense is totally nonsense. The sense is none. And it's totally none. You see, it's maybe went over your head. Look, guys, Fallout 1's a bad game. And, yeah. It's terrible. And one of the worst parts about the game is that it has an alternate ending, which is basically just a big cop-out to say, oh, you can be bad sometimes. Nope. Nope. And they basically turn you into a super mutant. So basically go from being human to super mutant, but you actually don't get to play as a super mutant. It's really disgusting. And they should be ashamed. And they should just be ashamed, really, because it's just disgusting. And basically, the game ends. And the worst part about it is in Fallout 4, you get to continue after you beat the game. In Fallout 1, you don't. Instead, it plays some stupid ass. I cursed. I cursed. I apologize. I apologize for cursing. I apologize. I get carried away. I get too into it. You know. I do. No. I am so sorry. Let me, Look. Look here. You can't even continue after you beat Fallout 1. Instead, what they tell you is, oh, let's play some dumbass song. I just cursed again. Oh my god, oh my god, oh my god. Okay, I'm so sorry. The overseer basically says to you, get out, you're a bum, and it's like disgusting. And I don't understand it. And then they play a song, and it's like an old song, by the way. It goes, maybe, and it's just like, maybe I'll never play this game again because it sucks. I mean, God. Oh my God. I mean, I am just sick. I mean, honestly, I certainly have irritable bowel syndrome. I mean, I think that's clear. But the question is, did the game give it to me? Like that scene in Band of Brothers. Grandpa, were you a hero in the war? Grandpa said no. But I served in a company of heroes. It's like that, but get this. Here we go. I'm going to do a little twist on it. So, when I have grandchildren, beautiful grandchildren, like, they're, well, okay. Okay. They're going to ask me, Grandpa, did you enjoy Fallout 1? Grandpa said no. But I loved Fallout 4. Thank you for watching. Check out foulpranks.com. The people that work there are extremely handsome. They're very smart. And if you remember our conversation about the proboscis, well, I can assure you that any person who works there that has a proboscis, their proboscis is very large. Beautiful people, the best people, and they're so beautiful. And I want to eat whatever comes out of their proboscis. Goodbye, and thank you for watching this. If you were informed, leave a like. If you weren't informed, leave a like. This is an extremely difficult video to make, and if you don't leave a like, it's disgusting. And I hate you, and I hope you die. Thank you for watching. This has been Infinite Insight Entertainment. Academy, not entertainment. Fuck. I didn't mean to curse. Okay. Fallout 1. The worst game ever. Goodbye.